Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. All right. Man, you were looking fine.
Thank you.
The funniest part is that I didn't even realize you still had them on when we started.
I've had them on. That's why I see better with these.
For any of you on Spotify, Bert's wearing some of the coolest sunglasses I've ever seen. You might need to check these out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And while you're there, answer the poll.
Answer the poll.
Go to our page, find the post. Let us know about the Chick-fil-A meal. We're still waiting.
Yeah. We've had like one person comment on that.
That was me.
No, I thought it was your buddy.
That was me.
Oh, man.
That was me. I put my Chick-fil-A meal on.
Man.
That was me. We headed down to I don't even know what it's called. What's it called?
I think it's called Island Snow. It's like
snow cone.
Yeah, it's like a quarter mile up the road from my house.
So this is interesting.
Really good.
Bert got homemade ice cream flavored snow cone.
Really
and
good.
I thought it's not going to be very good because it's like ice cream flavored. But he told me it was amazing. So when we get there, I was like, well, if they can make an ice cream flavored snow cone, they had cake batter on the menu too. I was like, man, maybe the cake batter is good if the ice cream's good. Ice cream was 1,000 times better than the cake batter.
Yeah, low-key, I feel like that's garbage in a way.
It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not like, cake batter is like thick and like creamy and whatnot. And this is like, this is like sweet, like too sweet. It's like a snow cone type of sweet.
Maybe
it's not like a cake batter.
Maybe it's just yellow. And that's why it looks...
You think they peed in it?
They probably did. The girl in there probably did pee in it.
You know something? I learned that pee is totally, like, safe.
To drink?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Like, I always thought that, like, if you drink pee, you have to drink your own pee. I don't know where I heard that when I was a kid. But I found out, like, a few weeks ago. Because I think some Instagram post was, like, talking about golden showers. And I was like, wait, how do people do that? Like, how do people have those, like, fetishes? Because, aren't they going to get sick? I Googled it. And apparently, like, pee is totally on the table.
Chug it by the gallon?
You can.
Man. Wouldn't that be disgusting, though?
Yeah.
It'd be really bad.
So is golden showers.
Yeah. Some people are into it. If you're into it, drop a like, subscribe.
Yeah, I feel like
drop a comment down below.
The funny thing about that is I feel like if there's anyone that I might know who would be into that, I might be sitting I might be sitting closer to him than you think.
Oh man, this guy. He's the one that's got the golden shower snow cone flavor over here.
It's true.
Mine's just a normal white color. Although,
so what does that indicate about you then? If this yellow means that I like golden showers, what are you?
Well, I was trying to get to that.
What are you into?
I put that condensed cream on it earlier.
Yeah.
Or the condensed milk, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. The snow cone stands pretty good.
Last on the episode 2. You know what? No, you did say it. You said we're not gay. You said it first.
Because I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie about it.
I guess he's not then.
Are you?
No.
Okay. Continue.
But also, I don't like golden showers either. So
no.
I don't know how people do that though. I don't know what. I don't know like in what world getting peed on like turns you on.
I think it's more of like a dominance thing, like.
But it's pee.
Yeah. But,
like.
No,
I mean, like I understand the dominance thing, but with pee.
I don't know.
It's just gross.
It's pretty bad.
It's but there are worse things.
There are way worse things.
It could be poop.
Could be. It could be.
It could be poop.
Yeah.
It could be a guy pooping on a girl's chest.
Oh my god. Welcome back to the podcast. Oh man. So let's get on a little lighter note here. Oh man! So we went to Fuji's for lunch, which is a hibachi grill. It was very good.
Yeah, Fuji's.
It was really good.
That was great.
Oh, Lord. Way to start it off. I feel like this is a pickup from the last podcast we did.
I'm crying, bro. I'm about to start crying. Oh, my chest feels tight. I had to post up after that one.
Yeah.
All right, so welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Hey.
We're not gay.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Dang. So, we might have a little special treat for you guys. We hitting that now?
Go ahead.
Bert's got the shades for a reason. I think you guys aren't ready for this.
I was actually born with these shades, so
he was
that's
born.
why. That's the reason. That's why I'm wearing them.
Those shades did not exist until Bert came out of the womb. Which one are we doing? I don't know this.
I can do that one, and then you can do the next one. Or
we're going double.
Go back to the Miss Jackson.
Dude, I still got tears in my eyes from laughing so hard. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if this will pick up. You might have to get
You might want to make that bigger so I can read it this time.
How are we doing this, bro? All right, let's just say this right now. I don't really know this song very well. I've heard it a few times. Bert can't read it fast enough. So this is not gonna go.
It's playing.
We had karaoke
as we're talking.
Mamas, babies, mamas.
There you go. Now just get on your knees and get beside it. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times.
My baby mama drama don't like me. She be doing things like having them boys come from her neighborhood and studio try to fight me. Need to get a piece of the American pie, take a bite out. That's my house. I'll just send to come for the lights out. Let her know her grandchild's a baby and not a paycheck. Private school daycare, medical bills, I paid that. I love your mom and everything, but she ain't the one who laid it down. She wanna rip me off and start discussing where my life stayed down. You never got a chance to hear my side of the story. We was divided. She had to describe me because for a child's birthday, I ain't invited. Despite that show that was a I fall through and all you do is look at a lady like, yeah. Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. And your daughter got this thing going on. You say it's puppy love. I say it's full grown. Hope that we feel this way forever. You can put a bit of it, but you can't predict the weather. Miss Jackson.
Alright, out of 9 now. If I'm lying, find the quickest muzzle, throw it on my mouth and I'll decline. Keys, meets, queen, and puppy love, they together, dream about the crib with the goodie, yes, swinging. On the oak tree, I feel a whole black, I feel this forever.
Forever.
Forever, till since I long until you're grown and notice that the day by day ruler can't be too wrong. Miss Jackson, my intentions were good, I wish I could become a magician. To abracadabra all the Santa. Thoughts of me, thoughts of she thoughts that he asked me what happened to me and that. Her and me, and I pray so much about it, I need some keypads. It happened 4 ways and one can't be that. So know this, know that everything is cool, and yes, I will be present on the first day of school and graduation.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times.
Look at
Me. All right, well,
That was our
That was what we did.
That was our special. I'm sorry to everyone who just had to.
I'm not. I don't feel that bad about it. I think they deserve it, to be honest with you.
That was like
you
know how people they talk about how like you have to be really brave to come out nowadays, you know?
Yeah, of course. But
I feel like I just came out.
Somebody signed this guy, all right?
I
That
feel
was
like
great.
I just came out. That was like I can't imagine people watching that right now. That's I don't do that very often.
That was awesome, though.
That's
All right.
me though. It's your boy. It's snow cone reward time. It's like when you play a baseball game when you're 5 years old and your dad's like, let's go get some ice cream, champ.
Yeah.
I got to give myself ice cream now.
You're the champ today, man.
The champ.
Let me tell you that. You're the champ for being here and for singing for us and just being Jay Freaky.
Listen, if that one video, what was it? Episode 2? What was it? 200 likes? 250? Whatever we said in that one video, when we get it, we're doing a Beatles cover.
Oh, yeah, we are doing the Beatles cover, that's for sure.
And the Beatles cover. So go ahead and hop over to that video. Check it out. Give it a like. Bump us up. Follow the Insta. We got the Insta page now. We're, 20 followers, 22, something like that. Yeah. We're
What's the
famous.
YouTube one? 22?
YouTube? 16 subscribers.
16. Wow, that's still a lot. Thank you if you're following, subscribing,
Yeah, thank you
watching
so
the
much.
videos. Thank you so much.
We're glad to hear. I've been, they're all my friends, but like I've been hearing some good reviews. I'm glad that we got a couple people enjoying it. We got Bert's friend starting the podcast now. Glad to be a
Cody.
bit of an influence.
Cody. Yeah.
I know he wanted to do it in the past, but maybe a little push.
Yeah, of course.
A little push from us going for it.
And
so
we're even gonna have him on this one eventually.
You're right.
So when he comes
yes,
down.
sir.
And we're gonna have other people on. Hopefully Thursday we'll have somebody on.
We're gonna try to get someone Thursday. We tried to get someone today, but it just didn't work out. So trying to get guests on though.
Yeah, of course.
If anyone knows Kanye West, go and
man, if anybody's got his number,
go and connect us. Go and connect us up.
Man.
Let us get Kanye West on the podcast. If you want to see Kanye West, give it a like.
He can bring his red boots that he be wearing.
Yes, sir.
The boots from like Dora the Explorer, the monkey wears them.
I'll be honest, I haven't even seen what you're talking
Boots, the monkey.
Yeah, I know that, but what are you talking about?
Oh, you
Kanye?
don't? Okay. He's not. He's not very high beast. Neither am I. But I got a buddy that always sends me like bootleg stuff that like he finds for like so much cheaper. He's like.
See, I saw when those like red shoes came out. They were like really popular on Instagram. They were, like,
so you know which
the
ones I'm
clown
talking
shoes,
about.
But those were they Kanye?
I don't know. I just know he was. There was a picture of him wearing some.
Oh, really? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You ever like watch fashion shows? Have you ever seen fashion shows, like legit fashion shows?
No.
Some of the stuff they be wearing, it's like gaudy outfits that nobody's ever gonna wear. It's like ridiculous looking.
Yeah, that like kind of like high fashion is.
I think it's culty stuff.
That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff is definitely like out of the realm of like the normal person for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of cults, I was never even planning to talk about this, but you know about like Bohemian Grove and stuff like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, we might get murdered for talking about these things. We're putting it all on the line. Is there someone out there right now? A guy out the window?
Look like a sniper over there in the tree. From the third balcony on the next apartment over.
A pair of binoculars in that tree over there?
Watching us. Maybe they just want to be on the podcast.
Hey, buddy, come on. Come on inside. Let's get him on. We need to get a third chair. We might have one.
Wait,
though.
no, there's one in the bedroom.
They can sit on the bike.
We should make them stand up.
Yeah. But no, so Bohemian Grove, like, this is what made Alex Jones famous. You know Alex Jones? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is what made Alex Jones famous. Is like he was like just like your average reporter guy back in the day, and he infiltrated Bohemian Grove, which is this like top secret group. Top secret. I mean, everyone knows about it, but of all these like elite people. So presidents, past presidents, like fame, like celebrities, everything, and he became famous because he managed to sneak in. It's like invite only, you know those things.
Oh, yeah.
They're really like secretive, And Bohemian Grove was rumored to be like a place where like all the elite people would meet, and they would talk about how they're gonna take their next step in like changing the world to benefit them, and those kind of things, like what they're gonna do, like world order kind of stuff.
I feel like they talked about higher rent in there too. Because they're screwing all of us right now.
Yeah, no, that's just Joe Biden.
Yeah, it could be.
But Joe Biden. And anyways,
different can of worms.
That's a different can of worms right there. We trying to open them up. But he snuck in, and he got video of them doing like fake rituals. So like they
fake rituals?
Yeah, so like they had a ritual, like there's a ritual where they sacrifice a baby to like a idol, but they don't sacrifice like a real baby. But like they all take it like super serious.
See, I thought that was legit.
You thought what was legit?
It's not a real baby?
No, it's not a real baby. I mean, I'm not saying that like other cults don't sacrifice real babies, but this one, they're not sacrificing real babies. Okay. It's all like symbolic. But like I think like if I remember correctly, they took it so seriously that like I think Alex Jones was like, wow, this is like so cool. He said like under his breath, this is so cool. And some guy was like, hey, shut up, or I'm gonna like beat you.
They were hiding in the bushes?
No, like they were in like a big group. They all go out. They all go out in like a forest. They all go out in the middle of the forest.
Okay.
And meet up and like have that like little get together gathering thing.
Yeah.
Like they all network and stuff, and then they have their little ritual at the end. Like dudes in like dark red cloaks, hoods come out, like very ritualistic, very like
some Star Wars kind of, huh?
Yeah,
but less scary.
Yeah, I wonder what he was thinking, bro. I wonder what Alex Jones was thinking when like they come out. He's probably thinking like, what?
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's about to happen?
Joseph would just rip one right there in the middle of everybody. No one would be able to focus. That's for sure.
Yeah, I hit him with the silent hitter. The sleeper.
Everybody just passes out. It's like a Family Guy episode.
Dude, I can see that being a Family Guy episode. Like Peter just standing in the middle. He kind of looks like Alex Jones too a little bit. Yeah. Peter just standing in the middle, and he just rips one, and like a small circle of people around him just drop. Oh, I can see that, bro.
Man,
we might have to make that.
We might have to.
So
what's up? What's up with Alex Jones?
What about him?
Was that all you're gonna say?
I was gonna ask, like, what do you think about like those kind of things, like the secret societies and everything? I'm like, just to start off, I'm super interested in secret societies, and if it weren't for like my fear of like false religions being involved, then I would be actively trying to figure out how to join one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, obviously it's real.
Obviously they're real.
That stuff's real.
What do you think the Illuminati's real?
I think it's more of something to hype up the masses to talk about.
Do you think that it's real though? Yeah,
it's probably real. I mean,
I don't know for sure.
But I mean, there's lower levels that like I personally not been involved with, but you go to like
Bird in the secret society.
No, I've heard
Be Crazy coming out. Everyone.
I've heard of people going to like lodge and
Yeah, that's like the Freemasons.
The Brotherhood.
Those are like the known ones.
Right. But it's like the lowest level of it.
Yeah, that is like the lowest.
So it's still kind of weird, especially like when you're driving by those buildings and you see,
Yeah.
It's it makes you think a little bit. I mean, I've done some like YouTube rabbit holes before.
I've heard some stuff from some people, but there's a lot of contradictory information.
Right.
There's a lot of contradictory information, so you don't really know what to believe.
Right, and it's such like a base level. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, like You
talking about the Freemasons?
Yeah.
Their base?
Well, you go to lodge and the Brotherhoods and all that, it's like...
How easy is it to join the Freemasons?
That I don't know. I'm sure it's not that hard. It's like one of those things you gotta know somebody.
But like once you're in, you also gotta once you're in, you don't just get all the secrets, you know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta actually make your way up.
Well, that's why there's levels.
I don't know how you do that. Yeah, that's true.
So you gotta start somewhere anyway. But usually I feel
I think if you get in one secret society, like you don't I don't think you transfer to others, do you? I mean,
no,
who knows,
probably
I guess.
not.
Who
But
knows?
you know, I feel like it's like what families you're born in, and
True. Yeah. True.
yeah,
Status.
who you know. Yeah, really, who you know. A lot of times. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to think about.
When we get big in this podcast, we're gonna have people coming up to us and telling us to join Illuminati, and then we're gonna like low key join it.
Yeah.
All right, Bert.
So-
All right, real question.
Go ahead.
Two guys, we get famous. All right, we're in the podcast world.
Mm-hmm.
We become like Joe Rogan V2. All right, this is crazy. But if it happens, right, and some guy comes up and he's like Albert Carpenter, birdiecarp69@gmail.com for identification purposes.
If he knows my email, of course I'm going. All right.
If he comes up, he's at birdiecarp69,
We're in.
and then he says to you, like, do you like we want you to join this like secret society? Like, you know, we're gonna like boost your status. You're gonna become more famous than you thought you could. Let's say we're not Joe Rogan level. Let's say we're like mid level. He's like, we're gonna boost your shit. Like, we're gonna get you up. We're gonna get you going crazy. And like, he said, you're gonna have money. You're gonna do anything you want. Go anywhere you want. Be anything you want. You're gonna be in the secret society. You just have to pledge allegiance to us. What are you doing?
Like, that's the
Join him?
only thing you got to do?
Well, that's what they say.
Because I've heard of like celebrities having to sacrifice like a family member or something like that. Like Katy Perry apparently like sacrificed her mom so she could become who she is.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
But I would be really surprised to hear that because Katy Perry was originally a like Christian singer.
Right.
And so
And
I
think
think
I heard that.
if she was like approached like that, wouldn't she know that like from her perspective, I know that you don't believe.
Well,
I do.
did she? Well, no,
But like
it's
from
not
her
that.
perspective, like you would think like wouldn't she be thinking like this is obviously like
Maybe she just wasn't that
evil.
faithful.
Yeah.
Because she she goes out and works a everyday job and she's young at this time. She's like, all right, I could either work this job for the rest of my life or I could be like rich and famous.
Yeah, but
And
if she does that like as a Christian, obviously, who knows like how strong that really was.
Right.
But like as a purported Christian, you would think that she would look at that and be like, hey, well, first off, I have to kill my mom for everything. Like even a normal human being would be like kind of like sketched out.
Yeah.
But without like a strong basis of morality, someone might take that offer. But like as a moral human, and then saying like well I believe in God, so like I think this is like very wrong. Like for multiple reasons, like wouldn't she be able to see like this is obviously like like against everything, and like it's obviously like evil trying to like lure her in a way.
Yeah, but
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? I'm just saying.
people have
Wouldn't she
vices
be able
and
to see
whatnot.
that? Yeah, that's
Like,
true. I mean, that's true.
They're
but
just like money.
But that one's such a big. That's not even like a vice.
Well,
That's just like that's a big old red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you gotta let us kill your mom.
Well, okay.
So you can become famous. Like,
So you're worried.
didn't that look like a little trappy, a little trappish?
Right. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
I feel like I have a lot of red flags going off in my brain when that.
But
if that
sometimes
happened.
money, the thing that money will do
Yeah.
to people sometimes is
that's
insane.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Like, you never know. You might have a best friend. If someone's like, hey, I'll give you this amount to whack your friend here, and then it happens, like, you would never know. I mean, you would know, like, until you're gone, but, and you might, if you versus me, they offer you $1 million, $2 million, But we're going to make that right here in the potty eventually. So.
I'd take you up for $5.
For $5? He did give me his last $5 today, by the way.
That's true. I gave him. I gotta get it back now.
Because you're going to have to whack me for it, homie.
Yeah. This man Bert's a generous man. He paid for my sushi.
I did. This
Fuji.
man's been driving about 30, 45 minutes.
That's
once
true,
or
yeah.
twice a week coming up here.
Few
We've been
times.
doing our thing. So that's awesome. I respect it.
Making it big.
Making it
Committed.
big.
Committed to the
That's right.
committed to the game.
That's right.
You gotta play the game to win prizes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't sacrifice somebody. I couldn't.
And
I don't like that.
Are you a fan of Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I like Dave, but I'm not like one of those guys that's like, oh, I know everything of Dave's. You know, I watch this show, this and that.
Well, not even just his comedy, more just like his life story.
I feel like I've heard bits and pieces of it, especially like the whole Netflix thing. And
that's probably true for me too. I'm definitely not gonna sit here and act like an expert
right.
on like everything.
Well, I'm saying this for like the people watching.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying it for them as well. But like he he's never said that he was like invited to join some like cult or whatever. But like, he got screwed over, And
with the Netflix deal?
Yeah, with like Netflix and like just like like he gets into the like entertainment industry, and then he finds him in the same position as like everyone else there, where they want to control him. Yeah, and that's that's in a way that's its own like cult secret society kind of thing. It's like even though you don't formally say like we are the Hollywood Illuminati, and would you become a member, blah blah. But like by being there and by interacting in that industry and by staying there and doing what they tell you to do, and with the like implied like reward of continuing to be put in movies and comedy and make money and blah blah. But you have to do what they tell you to do.
Right.
You're entering into an unspoken agreement to be a part of this secret club in a way, and so. But Dave Chappelle didn't do that. He was like, man, y'all gonna screw me over? Like this gonna happen? Y'all gonna want to take control of me? Like, screw this, I'm out. And he didn't do anything for like forever.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. Like he is the mastermind behind all that anyway, so he'd be the one like writing a lot of that stuff, especially with the Chappelle Show, because I have seen some of it. But
so funny.
Without like him, like who is Comedy Central? You know what I mean? Like what are they gonna do? What are they gonna write? They're not gonna write anything that great because of that.
No, of course not. Man, all right, just to sidetrack a little bit, Chappelle Show, so good.
It is pretty good. Yeah.
I watched it finally like a few months ago. Not the whole thing, but I watched a few episodes. Man, they were funny.
You ever watch any his specials though?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them.
Have you seen Sticks and Stones?
I think is he wearing the green?
Yeah, like the green jumpsuit in Atlanta. That one I watched 2 or 3 times. That's pretty good. Probably because it's very relevant too.
Yeah, it was very controversial at the time.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it. That was the first thing I ever saw from Dave Chappelle, actually.
Right. I mean, his name it got thrown around a lot, but I think I really started reading into him, the whole Bill Burr thing, which Bill's huge now, but I mean, there was a time that he wasn't as big as he is, and not saying I watched him or listened to him at that time, but my brother definitely followed him at that point. But yeah, he was doing stuff with the Chappelle Show, and that's actually where he met his wife Nia.
Oh yeah, Bill Burr was in the Chappelle Show a little bit.
Yeah. So, that's pretty dope. And
Bill Burr was in Breaking Bad.
He was in a little bit of Breaking Bad, and one of the Mandalorians.
Very random.
Or the Mandalorian star.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So, I actually saw him last. It was December 2022 at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. Front row.
That's gotta be awesome.
It was crazy because we made it in there. Like the line was stupid long out front, and then we made it in there. As we were walking in, we're on the floor, where like the magic plays and like they do everything, right?
Yeah.
We're walking up there, and then the lights just like shut off, and then there's like 2 screens on each side of the stage, and it talks about his movie that he had, Bad Dads or something like that, something dads, old dads is what it is.
Okay.
And we're walking in there, and like everything goes off. It plays that, and then the first comic comes out, and he started talking. And he actually, me and Ryan was sitting there, like, we're literally front and center.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know how many, 1,000 people are in here, And he, calls us out on a joke.
What'd he say?
It was something to do with relationships. And I'm just like, I don't like being center of attention, as it is. Yeah. And I'm literally, spotlighted. Not by the spotlight, but, just everybody's, looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm just, nodding and agreeing and just, it was it happened that in such a moment that I don't really remember what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? I was so overwhelmed with it. But it wasn't Bill. It was the first guy.
Does Ryan remember?
She may have.
Did she tell you what it was after?
I hadn't asked her. We hadn't really talked about it.
We're going to have to find out.
But then he did his like 30 minutes, and then a comedian named Joe Bartnick, which he's been doing it for a minute too. He came out, and Bill Burr has a thing on Netflix. I think it's Bad Friends or no, that's another podcast. Bill Burr, Friends That Kill. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Which is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. He has like a whole bunch of people that come out on the podcast, or not on the podcast, but out on the stage with him. A bunch of really big comics, and anyway, it's really funny. But anyway, Joe Bartnick was on that, so I knew him from that. He came out on stage, did his set, whatever. It was really good. And then Bill comes out and does like an hour and a half. And I've seen so much of Bill's stuff that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hear something that I've heard before, but like, it's like one of those like when you're writing a record, no one's getting any bit of it until it's out. You might get a single or something, but maybe he was just like working on some material just in this tour even, and then obviously a little crowd work, but it was really good. It was like, there was parts of it that was like pretty like touchy even, and you're going to a comedy show to laugh, but it's just, well, he was talking about, what is his name from Full House? John Stamos.
John Stamos?
No, not John Stamos. Bob Saget's who it was. Because, he had died.
Yeah, he died, yeah.
He was talking about how literally when he died, Bill Burr was tripping on shrooms. Him and his wife had taken a vacation. They went somewhere, some other country, like an island or something like that. And he was tripping. Someone called him, like one of his best friends called him and was like, hey, this just happened. Bob Saget's dead. And him being on shrooms, it made him a whole lot more emotional is what he was saying. But then the story just kept elaborating. And it wasn't even funny at one point. It was just like everybody was like focused in and listening, which was great.
That's funny though. Like that's funny.
But yeah. So
that
I think
situation.
Bill's to the point where he's got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's his turn just to do whatever he wants.
True.
But not that he's gonna like run it like that. Like he's very witty about a lot of things and like how he does his work, how he puts his segments and stuff together. So I don't know. I just love like he's just like that New York guy. Well, he's from Boston, but lived in New York until like that's where you get a lot of traction with comedy.
Yeah, true.
So
I was watching.
I think that's awesome.
Andrew Stoltz.
Is it Schultz or Stoltz?
Schultz.
I don't know.
Schultz.
I think. It's Schultz.
I don't know.
No, it's all right.
But Andrew,
we don't know a whole lot about it, so.
Well, I'm gonna call him Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
My boy Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched the podcast with him and Joe Rogan because I think he's really funny, and it was an interesting podcast. But they were talking about something about like there's only like a very few areas that you can go to as a comedian to blow up. Like there's like just 2 or 3 places left in this country anyways. I don't know about other places, but in this country there's just like 2 or 3 areas that you can go to make it in comedy, and if you anywhere else you have like no chance. I thought that was interesting.
What are the spots? Do you know any of them?
I don't remember. Okay. I'm sure New York probably one of them. I want to say Chicago.
Okay.
Is Chicago a comedy? I don't know.
And this is from what I
don't
think.
remember at all. I don't remember at all.
So I know for sure New York. LA is one.
Okay.
And obviously everybody's moving to Austin now. That's a weird thing. Maybe us living in the South, like I've been to Austin enough times that it's just not appealing.
I've never been to Austin actually.
It's
I went to Dallas.
Honestly, I enjoy Dallas over Austin.
Dallas
it's
is
almost
pretty great.
overrated.
Dallas is pretty great. Well, Austin is very blue.
Yeah, it's getting there.
No, it's Austin's the capital, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely blue.
Yeah. I don't know where the third one would be. I'm guessing that, but living in Florida, dude, so many comics come through there. Like with it's like Mount Dora, which
but
is down by Miami.
Are they just coming through to tour and they've already made it, or are they going to like comedy clubs and trying to blow up? That's
the thing. Obviously the Improvs, which are like a big brand, but they're like smaller clubs a lot of times.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw Big J Okerson down at the Tampa Improv while we were down there. We happened to be in Tampa one night, and I'm like, what's going on here in Tampa? And Big J Okerson popped up. I was like, let's go see Big J. This is the first time I ever went to an improv, and it was awesome, man. And then also we saw him at the Orlando Improv. So you get a lot of pocket comedy clubs like that too. They got like the Comedy Sack.
The Sack.
Yeah, there's a few other right. Good. There's a few other places down there. Actually, there's a lot of places. You know, they'll have like guest appearance, just like pop-up shows, random. Like you don't know who you're gonna get. Like anybody could walk out on stage and then they're there. You know? So like little secret shows. So that's awesome too. But yeah, I was always seeing like Seinfeld was going down there, Jim Gaffigan, Brian Regan. Yeah, Brian Regan's from Miami. Oh man, Brian Regan's the first comic I ever watched, and I actually watched him for free. I was walking up to buy tickets for me and the lady that I was with at the time, and I was literally like pulling my wallet out to pay for him, and this lady comes up to me and she's like, "Hey," she was like, "Are you about to buy tickets?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm standing right here, right?" And she's like, "Well, we had two friends that bailed out. You guys can have these tickets." And I was like, "Wow, like perfect timing, you know, being at the right place at the right time."
Yeah, for sure.
And this was at the Walton Arts Center up in Fayetteville, which is like down on Dixon Street.
Yeah.
By the railroad tracks. So anyway, I got to see Brian Regan, and Brian Regan was really the first comic I ever listened to back in like 05 or 06 it was. And it's not that I was listening to it, just my brother's 9 years older than I am. And he was a big Regan fan at the time, and he still is. He brought it to Memphis, which is where my mom and my stepdad was living, and the whole time he was visiting, I think he was there for the whole summer at this point, but the whole time it was just Brian Regan live, and it was like we wore it out, but it was so good, and like it's definitely, you can listen to it 20 times and just be all right with it. But anyway, so he, you know, when I saw him, he did some stuff from Brian Regan Live. But it's so weird whenever you're going to a comedy show and you're like, encore, you know what I mean? No one really does it, but these people were doing it at this one. And it's like, it's not like playing a song as a band. Like, we're going to run this one back again. It's like you're just telling a joke again. But it's not that funny.
But you don't tell the same joke, right?
Well, he did a little bit.
He did.
But only because the crowd wanted to hear it.
Why didn't he pull out something else? Why didn't he get a different joke?
Maybe he didn't have the right material at the time.
Because usually encores, it's like you're going to come back out to play a different song. Not the same song, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know. I've seen bands that, like, they run it back again.
Maybe they don't have anything else.
They've got plenty of stuff.
Nah.
No, him, though, I don't know. Maybe it was just such a, like, professional environment. He didn't want to do crowd work on the people, or, you know. But he's not really a crowd work guy. Anyway, we'll have you check him out. He's pretty good.
I don't know how we got to comedians after we were talking about secret society.
I think Joe Rogan and
oh, that's right, yeah.
Whatever the guy's name is, Alex Jones.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't really. As far as secret societies go.
And we're back.
And we're back. Back in the studio. 215.
Studio 215.
No, as far as like the secret societies go, like I just want to know what they know. Because here's the thing, man, and this is interesting to me. I got really into, and for all the listeners, don't turn off the video just yet. But I started getting like super into like conspiracy theories, not because I believe them. See, now you can keep the video on. Not because I believe them, but just because they're like really fun to like listen to and be like, but what if?
I think that's it. It's like the what if part.
Yeah, it's like but what if? Especially like one of the things that I became really interested in was the pyramids. And it's become like a joke with my girlfriend now where like when we talk about traveling, like I'm always like, oh, let's go to Egypt. Like I want to see the pyramids. I'm gonna go discover the mysteries of the pyramids. Yeah. Like you know, she'll be like, oh, you want to go to Egypt? And like, but yeah, like
I believe it's like the cliffhangers of them. You know what I mean? It's like
there's so many like wild theories about like what's going on at the pyramids, like what's truly there and everything. And man, the pyramids is just one thing, bro. I can hit you with like 20. All right, after we talk about the pyramids, I'm gonna have to let y'all know what I think is going on in Antarctica. All right, that's a big one. But pyramids, dude, like here's what I think. I would be shocked if, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. There are a few like pretty believable like ideas of what could be going on there that I wouldn't be surprised if they were true. But like I am more on the side of the idea that there probably is some secret being hidden there, but we don't have any idea of what it could possibly be, and it may be something that's just like irrelevant. But if it was irrelevant, why would they keep it a secret? So maybe not. Maybe there's something.
Do you ever think that we believe too much into these conspiracy theories, and you're like, all right, I believe too much in it that I'm like, no, it's not even real, and then it actually is real? But
yeah,
like,
well,
it's like you burn yourself out.
That's the problem. Well, no, like the problem is that like the nature of a conspiracy theory is that if you're wrong, then like you can burn yourself out and then you're fine. But like if you're right that it's a conspiracy theory, then you have to think about it this way. If you're not that if it's a conspiracy, if you're right that something exists, then the people who don't want you to find out it exists will label it a conspiracy theory and then try to convince you that it's crazy to believe that it exists. You know, like if you find like some legitimate evidence about something and then like, you know, it's called a conspiracy, like you shouldn't let that like deter you. Like investigate it for yourself, you know, formulate your own opinion. Don't just hear it called a conspiracy theory. Like, you know, people say the moon landing is faked, and I don't believe that's true. I believe that the moon landing was real.
I went there once.
Nice. Is that where you get those glasses?
Yeah.
He was lying when he said he was born with them.
I got him at the gift shop.
the moon gift shop. But no, the moon landing, I believe it was real. I mean, theoretically, there's no way that technically, I can't know for sure if it was real or not. Technically, like, it's impossible for me to know for sure. I wasn't there. Yeah, I didn't see it. So who knows? It could have been faked. There's like, you know, but all of the things, the reason that I believe the moon landing was real is because all of these little pieces of evidence that people who say it was a conspiracy, all these pieces of evidence get thrown out, and then you have to go back and forth. You have to check. Okay, conspiracy theorists say this. All right, check the evidence. Check the believers' responses. Okay, check the conspiracy theorists' responses to the evidence, and then see what their explanation for their response is. You have to go back and forth until you reach the end of the road, and when you reach the end of the road, then you'll know which side you can be on. And so, you know, for like the moon landing, one of the things that like tripped me up was there's in the pictures you can't see any stars.
Sorry.
Don't apologize.
Take a moment of silence.
Those sneezes, they were.
At least they weren't in the microphone.
Moment of silence. All right, that's enough. For anyone who's not watching the video, I feel like that would be.
And we're back.
And we're back. Hey. But in the videos of the moon or in the pictures, you can't see any stars. It's pitch black in the background. And I was like, and you know, I never even you don't even notice something like that. But then you go in the comments section and they're like, hey, there ain't no stars back there, like it's fake, it's gotta be fake. And I was like, wait a sec. Like now I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But then you Google, you're like no stars and the moon, and then you pull up and they've got an explanation, and it's just something to do with like the way light interacts with the camera. And for some reason, like I don't really remember exactly how it worked. And it took me a second to like fully understand, because I remember I read it once and I was like that explanation is like BS.
Right.
I was like, it's still fake. But then like I read it again, and like maybe I found another like website that explained it with like more like easy to understand. And then I was like, oh, it was definitely not fake.
Dude, it just trails down. It's just like it's never ending.
Yeah,
You
so
know what I mean?
that's what you gotta do with conspiracy theories. Really, anything in life, you've gotta like attack it, break it down as far as you can, and that's how you find the truth.
Yeah.
So, with the pyramids though, we don't have anything. Like I can only break down so far. I'm not actually there. I don't get to investigate. They've kept that a pretty good secret of.
Maybe I'll talk to them, see if they'll let you investigate while you're there.
I bet they would. I heard that Egypt is really dangerous.
Yeah.
I think if I asked them to investigate, they'd be like, "Oh, yes, sir," and then they just like beat me over the head and
then
like,
we just never see you again.
Steal everything. Yeah, I might go into slavery.
Oh man,
Who knows, bro?
I hope not.
But man, who's gonna do the podcast? Does the podcast go on if I become an Egyptian slave?
Let us know if you want to replace Jay Freaky on the podcast. That's what I'm trying to say.
If you want to submit a replacement application, we'll get you as what do they call that? Like an understudy? Is that what they call those?
I don't know.
What's it like when you're in a play and like you have like the backup? There's like a name for that. Is it understudy?
I don't even know. But anyway,
if you want to be my backup, submit your application.
Yeah.
To jfreakybecrazypodcast@gmail.com or birdiecarp69@gmail.com.
We don't have the funds to clone him yet, so
unfortunately.
We'll get there.
We can make the world a better place with the cloning machine and a few hairs off of my head.
But his dad does have a 3D printer.
That's true. We could 3D print
Jay Freaky.
me, Jay Freaky.
We could just have the mouth of you open, and then we'll just put like a speaker back there just talking.
Hey, get the AI voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Man.
So let me tell you something about Antarctica, Bert. And I'm probably about to sound like a crazy person, but listen.
Go ahead.
Before I say any of this, I just want to say that like I don't truly believe anything that I'm about to say, but it's like really fun to like think about. But what I'm gonna say is what I believe is possible,
Okay.
but not what I think is likely.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just throw that out there first before I start speaking. Antarctica is a mysterious place. A lot of mystery. Like, I think there's a lot of Antarctica that's, like, off limits for, like, all people. And it's been a while since I got into this stuff. This, like, when I was in, like, conspiracy and stuff, it was a few months ago. So it's been a little bit. But, like, there was a military guy, like a general or something, who was, like, he had, like, high status in the military. Like, very well-respected guy, like, very, like, high up, like, good guy. And he was selected to go on a special mission to Antarctica during World War II, during the time of World War II. It must have been right after. He was flying a plane down there. They were doing, like, surveying of Antarctica. And with his team, after a few months, they were flying around, and suddenly, like, this like weird thing happened where they're not seeing ice anymore on the ground. They're not seeing ice and snow everywhere. They started seeing like luscious green, like the most beautiful, like green forest, trees, plant, wildlife, everything. I don't know about wildlife, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was like jungle or like plains, like what, but very green, not like frozen, snowy land,
Right. What everybody thinks.
And then he finds like a hole kind of in the ground, and as he's flying around that, they're trying to be like, hey, what is this? This is crazy. As they're flying around it, a like spacecraft comes from behind them and like takes control of their like planes, and like they just say like they say something to him like telepathically, maybe. It's been a while, I don't remember, but somehow they communicate to him like we're in control of your plane, you're safe, don't worry, but like just don't try, like don't just give up like fighting like now, because we already take control of your plane, so just chill, we're taking you to the capital, and then like there's nothing you can do about it, so just chill. Basically, they fly him down in this hole, and it's like a city made of like crystal, Like the whole city's made of crystal, and like they go in, and he meets with like some like alien, kind of like different species. I don't know if it's like alien, but like a different species. Basically, he finds like a secret civilization, in a hole in the earth at Antarctica. So like like the conspiracy. So then he comes back, and this is where things are kind of interesting. But there's also like some flaws. But he comes back, and the government, tells the government what happened. The government says like, keep your mouth shut, don't tell anyone, or we'll like kill you. And he didn't tell anyone for the rest of his life. But like
how do we know about it?
So when he died, his like son or someone found his diary where he had kept all the logs all the way from back then. He died when he was like 80 something, and he never told a single person, not even his family. And when he died, his son found his diary and then like gave it to journalists, and they published it. So, there's a lot of holes that can be poked in that story. But the thing is that like even though there are holes that can be poked through, it's more like hey, like here's an explanation for like maybe like how they faked it, but there's no like definitive way of saying that didn't happen. Like you cannot prove that didn't happen.
Right, and I feel
so it's possible.
Right, and that where the like hollow Earth theory came
Yeah,
from?
that is the hollow Earth
Okay.
theory. Yeah. I didn't know you heard about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know you're a fellow conspiracy.
Yeah, I just
conspirator.
I just don't go ham.
You fellow conspirator.
Conspiring all these things.
The J&B Conspirators. Is that really gonna change the name?
Might have to.
The Conspirators. Conspiracy
Have
Podcast.
You ever heard of the infinite plane theory?
It sounds familiar. That sounds more like a science thing. Is it science or conspiracy?
I guess it's a conspiracy.
I still got more to say about Antarctica, but go ahead.
No, this was like leading off into that. But go ahead and finish yours.
Well, what I wanted to say is just my own idea of like, if there is a hollow Earth, then like what I could see being true. Well, like if I think about like a reality where hollow Earth is real, which I don't believe in, but if I imagine a world where the hollow Earth is real, then what do I think's going on there? I'll explain.
Would you believe it if you go up there and you flew into the hole?
You don't have a choice
to believe it.
You can't deny that it's real if you go there.
Just wondering.
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. Just
those are interesting questions.
I just wouldn't want you to deny it. Us going in there.
I'm denying it right now because I haven't been there, and I haven't seen any good evidence.
I mean, yeah, half of it sounds bogus.
But, yeah. Well, there's a part of it that's like maybe it's real,
Of course.
But we don't know, and for something like that is so out there, you got to live your life assuming it's not real. But question everything. Like I said earlier, question it. Mm-hmm. Keep attack everything until you get to the bottom where truth is found. But unfortunately, we don't have like the resources to like attack this because we can't go to Antarctica and like travel around because it's all off limits. If you go there, like you'll get gunned down.
Yeah.
By the military.
Okay.
So I heard stories where like people coming in on boats to fish around the waters in Antarctica, like there's been like some naval ships that come up to them and say like, hey, y'all need to get back. Like it's fine if you're fishing or whatever, but like we are gonna kill you if you get closer.
Nice.
So, anyways, what my little theory that I have, and again, I just want to say that I don't believe any of this. Mm-hmm. It's just like if it were real, this is what I would start thinking. Okay. Is that I could see that if there was a hollow Earth with this like civilization, blah blah, that it's the place where like elite politicians, maybe like some celebrities, like billionaires, and like your like world leaders go there, and that's where they're hiding like extremely advanced technology that they don't want to let out into the world because they can control us, if we don't have the access to that technology.
How did they get that technology there? Just boats?
So, who knows? I mean, who knows?
There's like a whole other world in there.
This is just my that's what I'm saying. This is my own little conspiracy.
Yeah.
This is my own little idea. This is more like I'm writing the book.
What if they had any Buc-ee's gas stations in there?
Oh, I bet they got a couple.
Or some Casey's or something.
Yeah. They gotta have the Casey's in there. You gotta be able to get that pizza.
That pizza, baby.
That pizza.
Anyway.
But yeah, like, you know, that's something that, like, if it came out that was real, I think I'd be more shocked that Hollow Earth exists than I wouldn't be shocked that, like, elite figures in the world are, like, hiding advanced technology there.
But how?
Because in the report from the guy, like it was that, like, you know, they had like spacecrafts, like UFOs, like how we would imagine UFOs, like non-gravity, blah blah.
Yeah.
Like they had stuff like that, and that was, like, you know, shortly, like in the 80s or 90s or whatever. And, like, you know, he said, you know, like the whole civilization was built out of, like, crystal, and just, like, you know, they had, like, they didn't eat, or, like, I don't know, there was a lot of like futuristic, like, advanced technology kind of stuff. And so it just seems like, you know, if I'm thinking about it, it's like, you know, that's where like the powerful, like, world leaders and, like, you know, rich elite billionaire kind of.
But, like, how advanced is it?
I mean,
like, what is it gonna? What's gonna blow my mind? Because, like,
you think of flying like a UFO wouldn't blow your mind?
Not really though. Because
why?
Because we've seen so many videos on the internet, and just, like, I'm not a person to get excited over much, right? I have to be very excited about something to really give a dang about.
Well, Hollow Earth would be pretty exciting.
It'd be exciting, but
crazy.
Like, I've pondered upon that idea so many times that it's just like.
But you don't really believe it.
It gets old. After
you don't
a while.
really believe it, though, right?
So, no.
So then, wouldn't it
Maybe.
be kind of, like, mind blowing if it were real?
I wouldn't be that excited about it. I'd still go to work tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
okay.
I just think of, like, I see a UFO. It's not gonna blow my mind because, like, it's been talked about so much, and, like, all these people that are like, the term that people just, like, dwell on is like, aliens exist, you know, bleh,
Yeah.
all that. It's like, I don't care. Like, I've seen too many alien tattoos on these, like, weirdos that I'm like, I don't really care if a flying saucer. Now, I'd be concerned if, like, they just took over society and just started, like, killing us and shooting us and stuff. That'd be a concern right there.
That'd be a bit bigger issue.
But if
we had, like, a countdown, if they put, like, a countdown timer in the middle of the air, it's like 3 years from now, we didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty concerning.
I feel like if I lived out in the desert, you know, Nevada area, whatever, where they do all this stuff at, apparently, like, test all the UFOs and whatever. I see one flying across the sky. I'm not gonna be that worried about it. Yeah. You know, it's just like, all right. Like, I'd rather watch Courage the Cowardly Dog than watch.
You wouldn't be concerned if you saw a UFO, because then you wouldn't know what their intentions are.
What's gonna happen? It's like, I know I'm gonna die one day. If it's my time to go, maybe they're just gonna kill me right there.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be worried about that?
What am I gonna do?
It's not about what you would do. It's the fact that, like, your life's going to end before it's time.
But that's fine. Maybe that's when I'm supposed to go.
It doesn't matter when you're supposed to go. Like, aren't you worried about that, though?
I don't really have fear of death. I guess I just have, like, I don't want to suffer through death.
Dude, okay, actually same. You know, I don't fear like you know, dying, because, you know, I am Christian, so, like, I just believe I'm gonna go to heaven.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not, like, I don't actually fear like death, but I am scared of dying
afterlife?
Painfully.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. What, scared
because
of afterlife?
You're saved.
Because I said saved. Yeah, because I'm going to heaven. But like I am scared of, like, you know, getting shot. Like, even like you know, a bullet to the brain. Like, that's kind of terrifying.
And some people live through that, and that's the thing.
But I'm not even talking about that. Like, bro, you gotta have at least, like, half a second before you, like, do die.
You're like, talking about the build up to, like, you turn your head and, like, half a second and then it hits you?
No, I'm talking about, like, bullets in your brain, like, bullet going through your skull, and, like, I know it's, like, instant, but how much of that are you aware of?
Right. Well, I don't want to sit there through the procedure.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? So like, you know, it's like, yeah, and like I definitely, you know, like probably one of the worst things that could happen is like getting stabbed to death.
Yeah.
That'd be one of those, or drowning. Oh gosh, or burning to death.
I think drowning's
Those
gonna
are
be better.
terrible. Then what?
Drowning's gonna be peaceful.
Then what? Drowning's
Compared-
peaceful?
Compared to
No.
anything else.
No, you're feeling. You hold your breath for so long, and you're trying desperately to like get out of the water, which just depletes your oxygen more. And then, when you get so like oxygen deprived that your body is literally like desperate, you start sucking water down your lungs.
So,
that is not a peaceful death.
What
that
do you,
is terrible.
How long do you think it takes for you to actually go unconscious when you're drowning?
Probably 2-3 minutes.
Okay, well it's just 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, but like I don't think we're strong enough. Because when people drown, like they always find their lungs full of water, which could be after they died. Could be after they died. But like, I mean, I'm just speaking my opinion. I don't actually know for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like we aren't strong enough to continue to hold our breath in that situation until we pass out.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, like our body's natural responses are stronger than our mind for those kind of situations, and like we would like our body would naturally start gasping for air, and it would be filled with water instead.
Well, yeah, because it's just
So I don't think you can just hold out for passing out. I think you're gonna suck water down your lungs and die a terrible tragic death.
Well, it might be considered that, but if you're gone in like 3 minutes,
Yeah, but you still have to go through that before you die.
it's better than like sitting in a like burning house or fiery death or something. You know, not to even get gruesome, but
Yeah.
you know, it'd be
Yeah.
a better way.
I mean, but like what you're saying, okay, if I spin it your way, then like how long does it take to die in a fire? A couple minutes? What's the difference?
Dude, your body's gonna be like burn up and stuff.
I don't know. It's just a few
I don't
minutes.
Huh?
Just a couple minutes though. That's what you were saying about drowning.
Maybe.
How bad would
It's
would it
definitely
feel
similar.
to fill your lungs with water? And like, you know,
It's definitely
aside from like the physical pain, like, you know, you're just like the like emotional or like mental, like just can't imagine. I can't imagine like you know, just like take away like the physical pain completely. Like imagine the idea that like you're driving like on a cliff or something, and like your car messes up, you drive off the side, and you've got a good 15 seconds to just think about the fact that you're flying off the side of this cliff, and when you hit the ground, you're dead.
in the
15
car,
seconds.
right?
Yeah, in a car. You got 15 seconds to think about that one.
So you're just like O'Doyle from like, you know what I'm saying?
You're like
The O'Doyle rules, and then it just like hits the guardrail and just flies off.
Yeah.
So
You just
with
jet
that, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd have time to react. Like, do I like curl up in a ball and just like brace myself?
through. Dude, I don't
You
even
know, like-
know.
I think ahead a lot of times on those kind of situations,
Yeah.
but I don't know what I would do.
It'd
be scary.
Let me hit you with another interesting thing I just thought about. Like, imagine two different scenarios. Let's say that like, man, how do I put this? Well, let's say you are one scenario. Let's say both scenarios are 30 seconds notice. One scenario, you're sitting at a table, and somebody comes to you and says like, you have 30 seconds, and then your heart will stop beating and you're gonna die, and like somehow you know that it's true, so you believe it, and it will happen. Okay. And in the second scenario, you're dropped from a height that would take exactly 30 seconds until you hit the ground. Think about the difference in like states, because in both situations you have 30 seconds to figure things out. You know, like, you know, to say, think whatever you want to think. Let's say that you're like by yourself. You're sitting in a room at a table, and then they come and tell you 30 seconds, and then the other one you're falling. Like, and the reason I was thinking about this is like, you know, like if somebody told you like you have 15 seconds or whatever, or compared to like when you're falling like in a car, like, you know, in a car, or like if you're falling from the sky for 30 seconds, like you're like freaking out, like, oh my gosh,
Are you
I'm about
asking
to
me
hit the
what would I
ground.
rather have?
No. I'm saying like consider like the difference.
Okay.
Like think about like the difference of like how your brain would react to those two situations. If you're falling, like you can see the ground, you can see like you're coming to it, and like you immediately have like this like feeling of panic like kind of set in, right? And like like you're like, but I feel like if you're sitting at a table, do you get that feeling of panic? Because like on the one hand,
you're probably concerned.
On the one hand, like you know that you've only got 30 seconds left, but like you also know that like your heart's just gonna suddenly stop, you're just gonna die, and like you're not actually like witnessing like your death like moving closer. Maybe you're just like sitting there and you're thinking like, wow, like this is the end. But like, do you think you're like freaking out like, "Dah! Like I'm about to die." Oh my
if you got bad anxiety, some people are just ready to like go.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the person, but I don't think it's about whether you're ready to go. I think it's just kind of.
No, I know what you're saying. I'd rather that happen to me than like falling.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously,
of course. It's interesting.
There was a thing I read one time, and it had like a picture with it and everything, and it was like this. I think it was some guy on a diving board at night. Anyway, he went to this pool for a few days, right, in a row, and he was going through something, and he would go for like nightly swims. So he was going for these like at night, going to the pool, and one night something like was really like bothering him. He's like, I'm gonna go swim, very therapeutic, something to get off my mind. Like, yeah. Anyway, so like he goes up, and apparently like he was gonna dive into the pool like from the diving board. It's like one of those really deep pools, 12 foot, whatever it is. And something just told him not to do it, and like he just like backed down, and anyway like walked off of it and didn't want to go swimming that night. But anyway, and then I think he drove by there the next day and like saw that the pool was empty. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like reminded me of the whole drowning thing, but like this guy basically like something told this guy not to dive in the pool. Yeah. And plus there was no water in it. It was at nighttime.
Oh, so he didn't know, but there was no water when he got up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
The instinct, like sometimes of certain things.
Yeah.
Like your gut feeling is like amazing.
Yeah. For sure.
Sometimes it like.
But you can't.
I feel like it stopped me from doing things, but I don't, because like I like adrenaline and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm very like closed off, like just sitting here on camera, but sometimes I like getting out and just. Like,
Bert's a little. We call him Be Crazy for a reason.
It's like the yin and yang, right?
Old Be Crazy got his name from somewhere. We didn't just make that up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know where I got it from, but anyway.
Well, but like what you were saying, where like your feelings, you gotta trust it or whatever. Like, I really like, to be honest, I strongly disagree.
With the gut feeling?
Like, it depends on what you mean by gut feeling, I guess. Because I disagree that you should ever rely on feelings to make decisions.
Well,
but a gut feeling might not be what I'm talking about as being a feeling.
Perfect example. Let me tell you real quick. Okay, this happened recently to me.
Okay.
We were down in New Orleans staying a few days, and we come back out of New Orleans. I've told you this story, but just for everybody else. Car blows up, right?
Yeah.
Like my blew a head gasket on my car right before
his car exploded.
Exploded.
With him inside.
Like an atomic bomb.
And he survived.
Yeah. No bruises, no scratches, no nothing.
No bruises, no scratches.
So, we're coming back from New Orleans, going to Slido, which is the next town over, and then you got to go over the long bridge, the twin span, which isn't the longest. They have a longer bridge there in New Orleans. It's like 28 miles long.
Okay.
Insane, by the way.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. So
28
anyway,
miles bridge. That's wild.
It's crazy.
That's
so,
insane.
Car head gasket blew up. Found a little shade tree, pulled over, sat underneath of it. But on the way, before I was going to go over the twin span bridge, which I never made it. It was right before the twin span. I was like, look, I need to make it to the other side of this bridge, and then I'll stop to wherever I need to stop so I can get this problem taken care of in my car. Mm-hmm. Well, before the motor blew up and everything, we were about to pass a Toyota dealership because my car is a Toyota. And I was like, I should probably get off at this exit.
And
I was like, I'll make it over the bridge, right? I made it like 2 miles past that exit, and then that's when the car blew up. Dude, if I would have pulled over at that Toyota dealership, they would have changed the belt that needed to be changed on my car. I would have had no issue. I wouldn't have been out the money to get it fixed, which it still isn't here right now. It's still in Mississippi at my mom's. And I'm not carless, but it's like I don't have my own vehicle, so it feels weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like that's the
so
gut. Like I knew I should have done that.
So like that's almost like less of a feeling, and more of like the idea jumped in your head, and like you considered it, but then like you chose the other thing.
Well, usually,
it's almost like you chose the wrong choice because of your feeling, because like you had the idea that like I should get off and get this checked out,
but it wasn't gut feeling.
That would have been the correct thing to do if you think about it. But like you went with your feeling that like, oh, I think I can make it. That's a feeling, because that you had no evidence to base that off of, that your car would last.
But the initial thought was to go to that dealership.
Yeah.
So that was the gut feeling.
Yeah, that's what we call like a gut feeling. But like with what I'm saying, with like you should never use your feelings, blah blah. Like you should always think about it. Like for that situation, like my like view, my worldview still applies, because like what you did and why you had like a negative outcome is because you trusted your feeling with no evidence that you could make it over the bridge, whereas your gut feeling, which was more just like, you know, you had just like an idea that like you kind of felt was right, but like you ended up going the other way. But if you ration through that, like it's a better decision to like stop and get it checked out and make sure everything's okay. So like in a way you actually like trusted your feeling rather than your gut feeling.
Right.
But like in that, you know, for that kind of situation, like that feeling, like that gut feeling, like from like the perspective of this, like what I'm talking about from my like worldview, like, I don't know what to call it, my philosophy.
There you go.
Still applies.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I should have thought proactive.
But it's impossible to always follow that. It's impossible. We have feelings and we act on them. That's the nature of being human. So, you know, it's impossible to always like make decisions based off of like using logic and reason and trying to think with your brain instead of your heart. And it's not like feelings don't have a place in the world, because we have them, so they're there for some reason. I can't really say, like, I've never really thought about like what is the actual purpose of feelings. Like I think I get too caught up with thinking that like we should make decisions without considering feelings. So I think like I've never actually even took the time to think about like what's the purpose of feelings. The only thing that I've thought of in the past was like motivation, because feelings are a good source of motivation. But other than that, like I'd have to think about it, because I haven't, so I can't really speak about that. But yeah, I think that's like a philosophy that stands true in every situation. Well, that you should not call upon your feelings to make any decision.
Right.
You should always think like with your brain, not with your heart.
Well, also, like I was saying, think proactively instead of reactively.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
That's one thing I've learned from time to time. And like, it's not that I learned it; it's like it happens. You know, every few years something big happen. I'm like, man, I should have done this different.
Yeah,
you know.
For sure.
So it's like you learn it, but then you lose it, and then it happens again. But that's part of life, man. You live and learn. It's trial and error. Everything goes.
You gotta have the goal to never make the same mistake twice. But then it still happens. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's like I said before. Like it's impossible. You know, we all make mistakes. You can't be. Nobody can be perfect. So, but you can do your best.
Can do your best.
And you should always do your best.
Yeah. Don't be a piece of trash human.
No.
You know. And there's so many people that suck out there, man. And I've probably been one of them before to somebody.
Yeah, of course, we all have.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one of the things I hate the most.
I want to hear it.
Is like when people say like let me hit you with a couple. So like,
want to hear them.
Follow your heart. Worst advice of all time. I just explained why. Second, you're perfect just the way you are. No, you're not. You're not.
But that's what makes you unique.
Huh?
That's what makes a person unique.
Being just the way you are, that doesn't make you perfect.
If it doesn't make you perfect, but nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. But like I just said, nobody's perfect, but you should always be trying to be better. You should always be trying to do your best.
Yeah, we can always work on ourselves.
You can always work on yourself.
Yeah.
So no, you're not perfect. You're not perfect just the way you are. This is something that I've seen Jordan Peterson talk about, where like, he says that like, you know, you're not perfect the way you are, and like by telling people that they're perfect, like it's not even what they want to hear. Like truly, it's not. It's like if they knew like the other like if you think about it, like I forget the way he describes it, but you know he says like, you know, if somebody is living like a miserable life and like they're struggling and you know they don't have a bright future, and you tell them, well, you're perfect just the way you are, it's like, oh well, this is all I can be, like this is all I can get, this is what life is. But you know, you tell that same like struggling like 20-year-old, they're like, hey, you're not doing very great, but you can do a lot better. Then it's like,
oh, motivation.
Like, I can improve. Oh, I can get better. I can be financially successful. I can be romantically successful. I can become a person that I want to become and not just be this like trash person that I am now. That's the message that needs to be sent to people. We shouldn't be telling people that you're perfect the way you are, because then it creates this culture that we have where boys and girls, like, you know, since we're boys, we mostly see it from girls, but like it's definitely on both sides, like equally. But like boys and girls like think like so much of themselves, and like, you know, just like they think like, you know, we have a lot of people who are entitled to like things, and like you're not perfect the way you are.
No, confidence is a big factor.
You're definitely not perfect the way you are.
No.
Everyone has room to improve.
Yeah, of course we do. Of course.
The greatest person in the world has room to improve on this earth right now.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not perfect.
I think being confident is like the biggest thing. Like anytime I try to stay confident, even though when I'm like, I know someone else in the room's like, they're doing way better than I am or whatever. Yeah. But I don't let it get
confidence isn't a bad thing though.
No, it's
confidence
not.
is a good thing as long as it doesn't turn into arrogance. There's a difference. And
that happens all the time. But those people win usually. Those people are always ahead, it seems like.
Yeah, that's where you kind of get into like what is winning.
Right. Yeah, and that's why, dude, that's why I take my
winning.
life and like I run with my own path.
Yeah.
I really feel that way.
Yeah.
It's not the craziest
like those people who are arrogant, like, you know, they're, you know, like almost in a way they're like abusing like their ability, like in a way, you know what I mean? Like they're abusing to like propel themselves further with like their own desires in like an immoral way. And instead of being like humble and everything, and like are they really getting like, you know, they think that they want like what they're getting, but is it what would really give them satisfaction in life?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Exactly.
So who's winning? If you stay humble and, you know, you're successful, but you're not like mega successful, but you're like, I'm just talking about like career, like financially, whatever, but you're like far more successful in like life.
Yeah.
And that guy, you know, that guy who's arrogant, maybe he doesn't get a wife or like a girlfriend. Like maybe he's just got like many girlfriends, but he can never find like one person to be with.
Yeah.
Like maybe he finds a person, but like, you know, he's such a like douchebag that he doesn't make her happy, and they have relationship problems. And like, you know, like who's winning?
I've seen dudes like that like before.
Yeah.
That like
for sure.
Their parents have a lot of money and whatnot.
Yeah.
I remember like I grew up skating since like 3rd grade. And I would see these kids go through school, very jockey kids, you know, rednecky, cowboy, whatever. Nothing wrong with it. They would, like, they knew I skateboarded. And then they would be at the skate park one day. I'm just like, what are you doing here? Like, you should be on the football field or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was so weird. And nothing against that, because I enjoy football and all that. But it was just like, those kind of people, yeah, like, I see what you're saying. Maybe they're not, like, happy. Like, yeah, they're living, like, the Disney Channel, whatever, kind of life, but at the same time, it's like the genuine inside feelings and stuff.
like the life that they're living is like the Instagram influencer.
Yeah,
like they're putting on that appearance on the outside to make to trick everyone into thinking that they have the greatest lives. And unfortunately, like, we're at a place in the world where people believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, and it's worse with social media. But you know, like, they put on that mask that they're like, I'm successful, I have a lot of money, you know, blah blah, I'm top in my career, blah blah. So like, I have the best life that like a person can have.
Yeah.
And like, people see that and they're like, oh my gosh, like, his life is perfect. He's always happy. He's always having a good time. He's always having fun. His life is perfect. I want that life. But they don't see what's happening behind the scenes, where he's like going through divorce with his wife and losing his kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see what's happening behind the scenes. You know, they might see it afterwards, but then he comes out and puts on his big smile and says, you know, oh, me and my wife are getting divorced, but like, you know, everything's great. We have a good relationship. And they put on this big mask for everyone, and they just keep convincing people that they have the best lives. And unfortunately, people believe that. Those people's lives are not, you know, I'd rather live this life. I'd rather live this life making the podcast,
of course,
than be in like any celebrity's shoes, except for a very select few.
Yeah, I know people personally. You know, it's just like, I can tell they're not happy, and then they make decisions
but they don't want people to know.
Yeah, they don't want people to know. Like, I've had people that are very unhappy, but they're very successful, and they dog me. Yeah, and it's like, I'm living fine.
Yep.
Like, I'm doing just fine. I love the female that I'm with.
Yeah.
Both my parents are still alive. I get to talk. I can literally call them right now, and they'll both answer the phone.
Yep.
People don't realize like how good I have it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or you and
you know like being chasing some career that, to be honest, at the end of the day is worth nothing. Is not going to provide you like true happiness in life.
Yeah.
It's not.
You know, like,
what's like, I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You know, let's say you pursue some career and you become literally the best in your career of all time. 90 years old comes around. You know, you're retired. You look back, was it worth it? Are you happy that you dropped like triple the hours of a normal person on your career?
Yeah.
So that you could be at this point in life where none of it actually even does anything for you now? Because you're 90 years old, you may have $10 billion. What does that do for you at 90 years old? You wasted your whole life.
Yeah, can't bring it with you.
What's the point? Yeah, you can't bring it with you. Doesn't matter what you believe. I don't know, I'm sure there's some religions out there, but, you know.
Yeah. I feel like I dodged a bullet here recently, and I know I talked to you about it.
Is it what you just told me yesterday?
I don't know if it was yesterday.
Go and fill me in. I don't know if I really know much about it.
I'm not going to name drop or anything, but
okay.
I had an opportunity here recently.
Okay, I know.
And I got denied on it, which it wasn't like a bad denial. You know, it was like one or the other, and the other got picked. And that's, you know, it is what it is. And I'm really not like upset on it or anything like that. I know it sounds like it, right, when I'm like, oh, I'm not upset.
Not now.
But genuinely, well, I mean,
you said you were.
Even then, it was like, it was tedious, but I didn't go in there expecting it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you did tell me that.
You know, so I did get knocked out in a way. But you know what? It's like, I don't have to like slave to that.
Yeah.
You know, agenda or whatever.
True.
I'm fine here. It's like I said, the female that I'm with loves me for who I am, and like knows that I don't have to like do the craziest things for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't really, money is like, it's good to have money. Yes, we need money to live, but we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be just fine.
Yeah. You gotta have money, but you don't gotta be rich.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, when me and my girlfriend started dating, like somewhere in the beginning, not like very beginning, but somewhere towards the beginning, she asked me one time, like, you know, what I think about like money or like rich, like blah blah, and I was like, you know, like what I've always thought is that, and I might need to put some footnotes on this, but what I've always thought is that, yeah, I definitely don't need, like, I want to make enough money that I can live comfortably and providing for my family. But without, like, but I will not, like, I refuse to sacrifice any more of my life than necessary just to make a little bit extra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if I can make, if I could, hopefully. So here's kind of the footnote: is like there are deals, there are trade-offs you can make, but you can't always be like certain that you'll receive the trade that you want. So like for example, if you want to start a business, you could put in 5 years of like really hard work and dedication, working like 16 hours a day for 5 years, and build like a business that's really successful and like takes off, and then you have a lot of money, and then you're set for life and you don't have to work anymore. And like that's one trade you can make. However, you don't get to choose the conditions of your trade, so you don't know if that's actually going to work out or not.
Yeah.
I like, to be honest, like, I'm hoping this podcast takes off, because that'd be great. We could be set, we could be doing good. It's not gonna last forever, but like, you can always find, find ways to make it. So, we could probably ride this out for a while if it was successful, and that's the hope. That's the hope.
Of course. Yeah.
But then once we get there, we got that money, and like we can just chill and like kind of do our own thing. Of course, we still do the podcast because it's what we really enjoy.
Definitely
doing.
Reinvest into it. What
Oh,
I mean?
absolutely.
Like,
but the thing about the podcast is like it's not something that we're doing just for money. So
No.
like once we make the money, it's like we don't like once you make the money, maybe some people start thinking like I don't need it anymore. But like this is what we like to do.
yeah.
It's just what we like to do, and it has the added bonus that we could
You start from humble beginnings.
Start from humble beginnings, baby.
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 That New Orleans talk, baby.
Baby.
Man,
I remember we used to work at Walmart. Bert would show up after going to New Orleans. He's walking in, but hey, baby.
that's my city, y'all.
That's a signature trade. That's a trademark.
Man, love
That's
that place.
Tagline.
It really took me down the last time I was there, but I love it. It's so genuine there, man. Like, it's very dark, very voodoo, but very like genuine of a place. Most people couldn't handle that living down there. Honestly, I don't know if I could either. Like if you've never been there,
I haven't been there.
It's really dirty. It's kind of crazy. It's awesome food, man.
Well,
awesome
no,
people.
yeah, like the only thing I really know about New Orleans is like Mardi Gras.
I've never been to Mardi Gras.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. I've just heard about it, and like I know that like they'll like straight up like poop on the streets and stuff, like in the middle of parades, or like girls will be like flashing and everything.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy.
When I was
It's
there,
kind of wild.
2 years ago for Halloween, 3 years for Halloween,
Yeah,
something like that. We went, and I remember there's people having sex in the middle of the street too. They just do whatever, man.
Gosh,
everything kind of goes down
what a
there.
place! That's
What a
crazy.
place,
What
yeah.
a place! That's crazy.
That's right.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you a funny story real quick. I heard about this. Whoa, hold on. Get to is the wrong way to phrase that. I didn't witness this. Wouldn't want to. There was a what's it called? Like a governor's, like Arkansas governor's school or whatever. It's like an organization for like high school students who wanting to be like future politicians or like get into government later on in life or whatever. They have like events at Tech like once a year. Actually, I have 2 good stories about this event. But they stay at like Arkansas Tech University, and not to expose those youngins out there, but I heard from my friends who are living on campus during the summer that so like those kids, since they're still in high school, they're like 18, 17, whatever, 16, 19, I don't know, that range, and they keep the boys in one dorm. All the boys in one dorm, and it's only for boys. No girls are allowed in there. And then all the girls in one dorm, only girls, no boys allowed.
Is that not just a fraternity?
No.
Okay.
And but like the only place on campus that was like co-ed, I guess, where like boys and girls could interact, was the library. And apparently, like my friends who are living on campus like spotted like multiple times, like from their like window, their dorm, they spotted like these high school kids on the roof of the library. Somehow they figured out how to get on the roof, and they would go to have sex on the roof.
With the girls?
Yeah, like the guy and girl.
Okay.
So like they saw like multiple couples go to the roof to have sex because they couldn't do it anywhere else. So
Nice.
these kids were sneaking out to the library and then going up to the roof, which that's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane to me because the roof is like
Just to get some.
you can see.
But
up
maybe
there,
there's an
can't you?
easy way to get up there.
No, but I'm saying like it's too visible.
Gotcha.
I don't know, I don't know if it was like the kind of roof where like there's like walls and like
Yeah.
had like a place, but like I'm not sure because I can't picture, like I don't even know what part of the roof they were on. But gosh, that's crazy. But apparently it was visible because people saw them, and so yeah, that's crazy. But I'll tell you another story. This is pretty funny. This involves me.
Another roof story?
Oh, it's a roof story.
Oh,
no, it's not. No, it's not. But it involves the Arkansas, the governor's thing, whatever. I guess it was a year ago. I guess it was last summer. It was last summer. I had a friend who was going to university in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
He came down here to visit with all the high school boys, and so we all met up at Tech for some reason. We decided, like, they were texting the group chat, hey, where can we meet? It was like 11 p.m. at night, so we didn't have anywhere to meet. So they were like, well, let's just go to Tech. Campus is always open. We can't do anything. We can walk around, goof off, whatever. So he comes down. We're walking around, goofing off. Me and another guy were like, hey, we need to go pee. Let's find a place to pee. And I'm like, oh yeah, I usually go like, at this time I'll hit the cafeteria. I was going there and pee. Like usually the door's unlocked. They're like, no, let's go to this dorm over here. It's this dorm over here. It's they got bathrooms in there somewhere, and so we just go in there and use it. So we're walking up to this dorm, and there's a girl in front of us, and she walks in, and my buddy, one of my friends, he literally like jumps in front of her to like open the door and hold the door open for her, right? She walks in, she's like, thank you. He hold the door open. She walks in, thank you. And then we go in, and there's like a police officer sitting at like reception desk type of place, like a little desk area. And we breeze right past her. Not a word from anyone at this point. We go in, we see like a group of girls at the bottom on the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of girls in there, and they're like eyeing us down, and we're like, "What's up?"
Did you know about this before?
No.
Okay.
This is the first time that we encountered this. So we're going in there, and we're looking for bathrooms, and then my buddy says, "Oh, that's right. They don't have bathrooms, public bathrooms in here. All the bathrooms are in the dorms." And then we realize this is an all-girl dorm.
Right. Yeah.
And then we realize that we're a bunch of 21, 22-year-old dudes. There was like 6 of us.
Creeps.
6 guys walked in, and we were just walking around in there. And then police officer comes up. Or no, there was like a girl who came down. She was like, "What are you guys doing?" It was the girl that he had held the door open for, by the way. So she could have deterred all this from the start.
Yeah, in the beginning.
If she had said something like when the guy was holding the door open for her and we were walking inside, maybe this whole thing would never happen.
Yeah.
But she sees us like next to an elevator, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "We're looking for a bathroom." And she's like, "Okay, well, there's no bathrooms in here." And we were like, "Oh my gosh, we look bad right now." And we're like, "Oh, like we didn't realize that. Like we're just gonna leave. Like we didn't know. We're just looking for a bathroom." And then like we're walking out, and the police officer is like, "Hey, what are you guys doing in here?" And it's like, "You too?
Yeah,
You couldn't have said something when we were walking in?
Yeah.
Like screw you, lady.
That's
Come
crazy.
on." And so like we're just looking for a bathroom. She's like, "You guys tech students?" And like like 3 of us weren't. Like 3 of them weren't.
Yeah.
But we were all like, "Yeah, we're all tech students." Like one of the guys had already graduated. He pulled out like his old tech ID. He's like, "Yeah, we're all tech students." Like we all showed it. Like the other 2 guys were like, "We don't have wallet. Like we left it in the car." Blah blah. But it's like, we're all tech students. We're all tech students. Like not like it matters.
Yeah, they could have broke that before it even happened.
Yeah, they could. That's what I'm saying, bro. Literally, like dude goes and opens the door for a girl, and she's not like, "What are you doing, sir?"
Yeah.
Like I'd have been like, "Hey," maybe on the way in I would have said something. Yeah, then we could have been like, hey, we're looking for a bathroom. Oh, there's not one in here. Oh, okay, sorry, we didn't realize that. Like, we don't live on campus.
Yeah.
And we leave. But no, she's like, she waits till we go in, have our little journey inside. Having the girls come down the elevator, get out and like stare us down as they walk outside. And then they want to come let us know, like, hey, you guys look like some total creeps right now.
Right.
So we left there extremely ashamed and embarrassed.
Yeah.
And never to return.
Never do return.
I've not been in that building since.
So
too scared to go back. I'm afraid that there might be some teenage girls gonna eye me down if I go back to that building.
now you'd be done. Yeah.
It'd be over. I got no chance of survival.
I went to, I've told this on one of the podcasts about this event, but I went to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas back in 2015. And I have a friend that lives in Dallas, and her sister lived at the time in San Marcos, which is around the Austin area, and she was going to school there at one of the schools. And it was me and my buddy that had went down there for this week, and we had nowhere to sleep. And we were gonna, like, they were in a dorm, and the girl that went to school there was in this bed, and then her sister stayed in this bed, which was another person's bed, but they were just out because that same week is actually spring break, I guess, for them. So anyway, they were gone. And me and my buddy at the time were going to like sleep on the floor. We were going to buy air mattress or whatever. And you've been into a dorm. They're super small.
Yeah, they're tiny.
So anyway, we went to Walmart and we're like, we'll get a cot, whatever. So didn't end up getting one, actually. We went back to the dorm, and you could go in the bathroom. It was one of the dorms that split in the middle. Like, dorm, bathroom, dorm here. Mm. So we used the bathroom, whatever. And, like, while I was in the bathroom, I was like, I wonder if this door's unlocked. And, like, I kind of listened. I was like, make sure no one was in there.
You open it up and you see people just sleeping.
Yeah, right. Well, no. I was like, instead of opening it really slow, I just smashed it open and, like, ripped it. Because, like, you want to rip the Band-Aid off. You just want to get to it, right?
Yeah.
So at
but
first,
you can pretend like you didn't realize.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wrong door.
You
my
don't
bad.
want to look weird. Instead of creeping in,
You don't want to look weird. Oh man.
So I just like.
So you're admitting how weird you are.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so you ripped it open.
I ripped it open and then didn't see anybody in there.
Gosh.
And I asked one of the girls. I was just like, the one that went to school there. I was like, nobody's in here. Do you think they're just gone for right now or what? And she was like, they're probably out for the whole week. So we got a free place to stay. Those girls never knew it that we stayed there.
Dang.
But they may have smelled the bed sheets when they got back. But I mean, I've been in some girls' dorms before, and the sheets are kind of stinky.
God.
So maybe they didn't notice. But yeah, we both had a place to sleep. We co-shared the bathroom.
This is Mr. B Crazy, everybody.
Be crazy. Yeah. So anyway, it was great. We got a free place to sleep. The only bad thing is
crazy.
that we'd have to drive from San Marcos to Austin, which was like 25, 30 minutes. But it was worth it.
That's the drive I'd be making here.
Yeah, you're driving that and you're saving on a hotel room.
True, yeah, that's true.
So that was pretty cool. And the festival.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, the festival was great. Seen a lot of good bands that year.
Dang, I might have to call him Be Creepy instead of Be Crazy. I might have to start calling him Be Creepy.
Man, it was a good time all over. I hope the girls are doing good. It was funny because I met them at a Portugal the Man show, actually.
What?
They were on a band called Portugal the Man. They were on tour. There's a band called Star Effort. There's a band called Group Love that opened up, and then Portugal the Man headlined it. And I met these girls there, and chatted. And then this was in Dallas, a Southside ballroom. Mm-hmm. Chatted, whatever. And then maybe a year went by, and I went to another show down there.
Yeah.
And they spotted me out. We had no contact or anything. They were just
wild.
like, "Is your name, Albert, whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Y'all were the girls from the show." Anyway, that's when we got contact, and then started becoming friends. We would go down there, see them, so it was really cool to experience that. Dallas is like the number one place that I've been to shows at because it's so local. I can just drive to Dallas. Yeah. So I've been to like so many shows down there. Skateboarding, like so much stuff down there. Friends down there in general. So it's definitely very, very close, and it's definitely a lot of fun. Better than Austin, in my opinion. Austin's just like weird hipster. Like it gets too like
I haven't
twisted. I don't like that.
I haven't been to Austin, but I did really enjoy Dallas when I went there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you an interesting story though. If you've never, a lot of people listen to the podcast, especially right now. Gonna be people living in like Russellville, like our friends and stuff. If you've never like been to like a big city, which maybe this is just me because I have parents that don't travel like a lot. We don't travel a ton, and like we had like our once a year vacation to Florida. But of course, they drove the whole time. I didn't drive at all, especially not in the city, especially. So all the driving I've ever done in my life has been Russellville, like Little Rock. Little Rock was the craziest. Little Rock was always the craziest place that I'd ever drove. So when I went to Dallas, I drove there, and 6-hour drive, and it was fine. It's totally fine the whole way. I used to hate long drives, but I've actually gotten pretty used to them now. So I get to, we get into Dallas where it's like big and crazy. You get your like 4 or 5 lane traffic or whatever. And, man, dude, like I started like freaking out. Like seriously, like, you're talking about like people having like panic attacks or whatever. Like I've never had a panic attack before, but I mean, I was probably as close to like having a panic attack as you could possibly be. And maybe the reason I didn't have one is because like I was driving, so like it was impossible.
But you were in control.
I was in control. Yeah. But dude, like I've never like I'm just gonna be honest. Like I feel like a sissy for saying this. But like that was like without a doubt, I'm not exaggerating. Like without like nothing even comes close. That was the most terrified I've ever been in my whole life. And it's like I wasn't driving. You get to Dallas, the speed limit is 75, right, or 70 or whatever. Everyone's going like 90. I was trying to be a little good boy, keep going like 75 or 70 or whatever, and I think I might have even been going like slower because in my brain I thought like everything's happening so fast, there's so much going on, like I need to slow down. Also, like for some reason I have this dead like I have this like this idea in my head that I can't like get rid of that if I miss like an exit, it's the end of the world. So like I have this like extreme pressure to like not like make the wrong turn, even though if you make one wrong turn you can just get right back. You can get back to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Google Maps gonna tell you where you need to be. Don't get me started on Google Maps.
We're not getting started on Google Maps. Not today.
Okay, but it'll get you where you need to go eventually. If you get a little enough trial and error, you'll eventually get the right turn on Google Maps. And so there's nothing to be like worried about, but like I always have that like, oh man, if I miss this turn, it's like over. I don't know why, but I'm like that. And so I had that pressure on my shoulders, and like I had the pressure of like cars going like 100 miles an hour around me, and like that was like freaking me out a little bit. And like like I don't know, I just never been in that situation. I got really overwhelmed, and like I was terrified, like genuinely, just terrified. And I think we talked about this a little bit on the drive to Little Rock the other day, maybe. But in Dallas, in Russellville, like if you cut in front of somebody, you're kind of looked at as like a jerk, Mm-hmm. Like if you're weaving in and out, you're a jerk. Like you can't get too close to people because you got a lot of space on the roads. Everyone's like real polite and everything in their vehicles. Dallas, so many cars everywhere, so many cars going super fast. You can weave in and out of people at free will, and like that's the normal thing to do. Like that's like the way to drive there. But I was too afraid to do that, so like I found myself like getting stuck, and like I couldn't get over, and like I was trying to get places, but like I felt like, oh, if I get over now, I'm too close. Like this guy might not slow down in time. Like he might not realize I'm coming out. I was like just getting scared about everything, and missing my turns and stuff. And then finally made it to the hotel, and like man, I just like I sat there, and like I was just like I don't want to do anything right now.
Yeah.
Like I just want to lay down and like I just want to relax for a moment. Like I did not want to do anything for like a few minutes. And like I got pretty good mental state, so like that only bothered me for a few minutes. And then I was totally fine. And then, like, actually, we had friends in Dallas. So they ended up driving us around. They ended up like picking us up at the hotel and driving us around, which was nice. But then when I finally did drive, I was able to like figure out what I was doing wrong. It was also nighttime
Yeah.
during that first one, and that made things about 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So when I drove in the daytime, I got a little bit better at it. And then when we left, I had to drive back, and I was scared to drive when I first got in the car. But after I started driving, I started going like 100 miles an hour, like everyone else. And I started weaving in and out of cars and getting in like the far left lane, and like I was the guy going faster than everyone. And I realized it's easy.
Just got to go with the movement.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like if you become the guy who's like driving faster than everyone else, then you become the guy who can like get where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
When you're driving too slow, you take away your opportunity to change lanes, basically.
Yeah.
Like you're stuck in your lane if you drive too slow because
Yeah.
people are coming up and you can't get over. Or you're worried you're gonna like smash into somebody or whatever. But if you're driving faster than the other people, you can easily weave into your lane whenever you need to and like get through. So like it took all that stress and pressure off, and like I found myself like actually enjoying driving in Dallas on that last day, which is very funny. Because like I went from like literally the worst fear, like the worst like terror I've ever felt in my life, to like loving driving.
And you probably so you made it fun.
Yeah, I made it. Well, I figured it out. Like when I was scared of it, I didn't know how to do it properly.
Right.
And I was scared that I was gonna mess up, which can result in you dying. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm playing a game. Like I'm risking my
serious.
life in a way. Every time you get in a car, you're accepting risk that you could die. So I was risking my life, and but once I figured it out, then that's good. Like I felt like the risk of my life was much lower once I started driving properly. But I didn't have anyone teach me that. I had to figure it out myself.
Well, I felt comfortable like driving in big cities. Living in Orlando all last year was insane for people driving. Like you say, people are doing like 90 to 100. I saw a video last night of a kid. It was in Orange County, like on the express lane, because you get your express lanes if you have the little tags. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
a cop clocked him doing 132 miles an hour, and he pulled him over. And the first thing he says to him, he's like, "You were doing 132 miles an hour." He was like, "Where's your parents at?" And the kid was like, "I don't know where my dad is, but he's probably somewhere around here." And he was like, "Get your dad on the phone. I need to talk to him right now." Anyway, he's serious because, like, just driving, I could be driving 90 and a car would come through at 105,
Yeah.
come blazing past you. It's insane. Like, I've got used to it, but it's like, there's still that risk that someone could come up behind you and hit you so hard, even though you're driving fast, and then that's it.
Yep.
We had a not even a motorcycle. So, I don't know if you've ever seen the videos on YouTube or like shorts or TikTok or whatever, but the people that ride the four-wheelers down the middle of the street and the motorcycles and dirt bikes and stuff. So we had a group there that would ride every Sunday and Thursday. And those were my days off, which was kind of ironic.
Okay.
And
I've heard about this. I remember.
okay, yeah, so these go for, they're like masses is what they call them, but these go for like 5, 7, 10 miles even, of people just going through.
Damn, that's crazy.
And you just hear a dirt bike, a four-wheeler, like a quad just going down the middle. Not necessarily the interstate. Sometimes they do go down the interstate if it's not busy, but like down like Colonial, which is like a really big road, and one side of the city to the next. But they are very violent as well.
Really?
And they were riding. The first time we saw them, they were riding, and we're at a red light, and they're just zooming past us at a red light. So the cars that are waiting right here that have the right of way to go on the green have to stop because they don't want to hit these people. But they're just so like inconsiderate. They don't care. None of them have tags on any of their stuff, so if they get pulled over, it's not going to matter. And it's very disrespectful. So the second or third time we'd seen him, we were eating at this pizza place, and we were leaving, and it was just the end of it. But we could hear it as we were inside eating.
Yeah.
Apparently that same night, there was a guy that was trying to take a right at a stoplight or at a green light, but they just kept going and kept going, like through the red light.
Yeah.
And he finally got pissed off and like drove not into him, but like cut one of them off, and then it pissed a few of them off, and they dragged him out of the car and beat his face, like literally his face. Apparently, like what you couldn't even tell, like what was what, right? Because it was just so bad.
Gosh.
Even though he had the right of way, like these people don't care. So anyway,
That's crazy.
the reason I even know about this is because Rihanna worked with a lady at the hospital there. That her friend, that was her husband. That was her friend's husband or whatever.
Gosh.
Yeah, and they said that they brought him into the hospital, and he was, or the nurses or whatever, just like thought he was playing around and just thought he was just really drunk or whatever. But like his face had just been beaten in. I don't know. I probably figured something was broken on his face.
How could they think he was just drunk if you can't even?
He may have been drinking before too.
Bad.
And
yeah,
like,
but if
still,
his face was so bad, then wouldn't they see?
Maybe the way he was slurring and talking and stuff, you know, they thought he was like drunk.
Wow.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then there was one incident that happened like a year before that. That same thing was going on, and a police officer had killed one of them, not on purpose, but like it came like one of the people had a gun or something, and it came to like whose life is it?
Yeah.
So obviously, he killed one of them, and then that became a huge thing, and then so now they have to like back off of it. But it's like Florida is just
so
wild,
stupid.
dude. It is stupid, but Florida is so wild. Like so much of that kind of stuff goes on there that it's almost unstoppable.
That's crazy, man. I hate this culture, like you know what you were just saying, where like the guy got killed. It's obviously their fault.
Yeah.
It's obviously not the police officer's fault for this, right? Not everything's so clear, but for this time, it's obviously their fault.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so stupid that we live in a world now where the people whose fault it is are the ones who can be like, oh, I can't believe like we got some sort of punishment for our bad behavior.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we got repercussions for acting in such a wild way. Like, this shouldn't happen. This is an injustice to us that we were, like, you know, indirectly punished for what we were doing. Like, it's like they'll be going out and say like, this is injustice. This should never happen. Blah blah.
And then they
it's
get
like,
their way.
You got what you deserved. Yeah, and then but we live in such a crazy world that instead of people being like, no, this was your fault, and if you don't want it to happen again, we advise you all to stop acting in such a foolish way.
Yeah.
That would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But, you know, instead, like you said, they're like, okay, well, we have to tell the police to back off because these people are unhappy. It's like,
It's very sad, yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad that we live in that world, but...
Yeah. Down there, it's just so wild. I mean, everywhere, it's like, there's some crazy parts to it, but, like,
of course.
I think it's just the heat getting to those people. You know?
Florida's a little infamous place.
It is, man. Some of the best rappers be coming out of there.
I don't know any.
The craziest.
Yeah, I don't know any good rappers coming out of Florida.
But you're the rock and roll guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm the rock and roll guy. You're the metal guy.
Is B.O.P. Coach here from Florida?
B.O.P.'s out of there.
Okay, that's why I said I don't know any good rappers coming out of Florida. I thought you'd catch on to that. That's the joke I was trying to make, man.
I was just really kind of...
This guy ain't catching on.
Look, Tom Petty's from
This guy ain't catching on.
Yeah.
He's not getting it. I do my Mike Tyson impression. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm going to beat your head in.
Maybe I just didn't think it was funny. That's why.
Well,
That's
who
why
are you talking
get
to?
it.
Who are you talking to? I'm Mike Tyson. I'll kill you.
But I did love and enjoy living down there, man.
You don't like my impression?
I miss it. No, it's a good impression. It's a good impression. Yo, right before I moved back, Megadeth played and Misfits played too. At the same show at that.
See,
look, that's something we could have went to.
Here's the thing, man.
And we would have had a great time.
I would have loved that. And I really love I really actually love Megadeth's guitar player right now. His name's Kiko Loureiro. I don't know if I pronounced that right. He's like Brazilian, maybe Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's Brazilian. I think he's from Brazil. He's a really cool dude, like just in general. But he's an incredible guitar player. He's really good at improvising. Really good at improvising. I love watching. He used to post his improvs to Instagram. A lot of times, like do like a live improv or whatever. Those were incredible. I loved those so much. He's extremely good, really fluid, but like so technical, but like not in like a robotic way. You know, like definitely like I can't lie and say that, like, you know, if I think about Megadeth and like what I want to see from them is definitely with like Marty Friedman.
He's playing with them again, though, right?
Like he played like one show with them, and it was in Japan.
Recently?
Yeah,
Okay. I read somewhere where he was like starting to play with them again.
one show.
Is it just one show? Okay.
That's like a few months ago.
And
Yeah.
I figured you'd know more.
He
obviously.
played it like they played it like the Budokan.
Oh yeah, that's where Cheap Trick did their big live album. Budokan?
Budokan.
I think it's Budokan, yeah.
I think it's Budokan.
However you want to say
It was like something, I don't remember. It was either Budokan or Budokan.
Yeah.
Budokan. If you know, drop it down in the comments.
Yeah, we'll know what you're saying through
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
just through the comments.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
man, yeah, dude. Marty Friedman, he came he toured in the US. He might still be touring in the US. I'm not really sure. I really wanted to go, but I kind of forgot about it, unfortunately. So I never picked it out. He wasn't coming to Arkansas, but he was coming.
No one's coming to Arkansas, by the way.
Ingve.
Don't come.
No, he didn't.
Don't waste your time.
He didn't. They went to Oklahoma. Never mind. Nope, they're not coming to Arkansas either.
Don't waste your time either.
I can't even try to come up with something.
If
for
you
that.
want to have
it's true. No one's coming to Arkansas.
Yeah, if you want to have a poor crowd because these people have no taste or even want to like try to help anybody out, like just don't.
Sadly true.
Yeah,
Damn,
I've been to so
man.
many shows that like there's 10 people in the crowd and I'm like, this band deserves like thousands of people.
Yeah, Arkansas is
Trash.
if you're not like a country singer, you got no chance here.
Now I've been to Alan Jackson in Little Rock and he'll sell that place out.
Yeah.
Alright, and some George Strait, but that's about it.
Man.
Soulja Boy's coming.
Soldier Boy.
Soulja Boy, tell him.
What's that one thing you always send me? Berto just randomly sent me
Kiss me through the phone.
Yeah, Berto sent me a Snapchat with the Soldier Boy filter where it's like got the hat and the chains
Yeah.
on. And he's just
All the
kiss me
time,
to the
baby.
phone with those glasses on.
Yeah, basically with these dead rappers.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, we're almost at 2 hours.
Wow, I
Think
can't
it,
believe we even did that much.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like 2 hours really. Hope it flew by for you guys like it did for us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna try to get a guest on the next one, so stay tuned. We'll let you know. We tried to record one last week, another one, and made a little technical error. Mr. B Crazy's mic was not on, and we didn't turn it on until there was like 30. Like we kept recording, but we only got like 30 minutes of video. So that'll probably be a bonus. That'll be a bonus video. One of these days, we'll throw it out for fun. For now, we might just hold on to it, or we might release it. Who knows? But this is the official episode 4.
That's right.
So, anyways, you got anything to say? Put it in the comments.
Yep.
Leave a like, subscribe. You know the drill. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends,
Tell your friends, moms,
friends, dogs,
sisters,
breeders,
construction workers,
yard workers,
dentists,
pool boy,
refrigerator repairman,
great third uncle,
real estate agent,
second ex-wife,
third removed cousin,
from Mars,
from Antarctica, Hollow Earth civilization.
We want them in it, the open,
Listen,
the Hollow Earth.
If
to know about
if
this.
you get in the Hollow Earth civilization, tell them that we got a spot for them on the podcast. We'll put them on as a guest. We'll give them a good interview.
Yep.
We'll get them on.
We'll get them snow cones even.
Hit us up if you want to be a guest.
Yeah,
Don't be shy.
let us know what you
Don't be
got.
shy. We're trying to get guests on. Don't be shy.
It'd make this a lot more interesting, which
Yeah.
is not that it isn't now, but
We're trying to have fun. We want to get people on. We want to goof around with some people.
that's right.
So let us know if you want to be guests. If you know us. If you don't know us, then let us know. Put it down in the comments. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.
We got the Instagram page now. Did we
got
say
the
that?
Instagram page. Let's plug the page. So
What is
we
it?
got,
B_?
It's like J_B podcast.
J_B.
J_B podcast. Give us a follow. Give us like some posts.
Talk some trash.
Talk some trash.
Let us know that you care.
We'll put a question on there. You can type whatever you want. Talk some trash.
That's right.
Best trash talk gets posted.
Best trash talker gets on the podcast.
Best trash talker gets on the podcast.
Perfect.
All right.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming in. Thanks for tuning in. We're glad to have y'all here. And
Well, see you
stay
later.
freaky. Peace.